We never did an intro to the show, so let's do that now. So this is the intro recorded at the end of the show that will play at the beginning of the show. And then it'll just go into our conversation and where it picked up. So it's going to feel disjointed.
Are you ready? Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
And my name is Greg Russ. Me and my friends. What a stupid song. Hello, check. I can still hear. Change that output now.
Disable. Hello? You say something again?
Hello.
Yeah, there we go.
Me and my friends. Have you heard that shitty song?
No, what is that?
It's in some commercial. I can't even tell you what commercial it is. That's how well these ads work. I've seen this thing a million times. I can't tell you what it is, but I know I've seen it a million times because I hear that song. Me and my friends.
I don't see any commercials, really.
And I know because you pay to avoid commercials, which is fine. I don't think it's a wrong thing. I just don't feel like spending the extra few dollars. It's a principle thing. It's like, how dare you? You've already created all these streaming platforms, and you're already picking my pocket at every possible angle. So I'm keeping my $2. I'll watch your fucking ads.
I can't handle it, especially because I like binge so many things. Like I can't sit there and watch the same commercial over and over and over again.
That one commercial though with the song I was singing, I think of the fucking band. I'm not saying all music is to express deep emotion and philosophical existential.
Like not all music has to be art.
No, like this clearly was written as a commercial endeavor. Some dudes sitting around. What will really get the audiences going? Well, people like having friends. That's right. They really do enjoy having friends. And when friends get together, they have fun, right? So let's just write a song about that. And the end result is me and my friends.
So you don't know what the ad's for?
No, I have no clue.
Can you find the commercial?
I think it'll be difficult. I tried finding the band that sang the song once because I wanted to know who the fuck they were. And there's so many songs called Me and My Friends or some play on Friends. It was just an endless list.
Me and my friends.
I wish I could remember more of the lyrics because they're even worse after that line. I know you would think, how can it get any worse than this? But it does. So whatever. Look, they wrote the song.
Does it go bum, 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 bum after that?
Maybe.
Television commercial.
They wrote the song. They got the licensing deal. They've made some money. Good for them.
Is it for Credit One Bank?
Could be. Oh, well, you found this Reddit thread. That's why you're asking that. Because it says bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Is it about like...
Here, the person has a YouTube link.
Yeah, I'm
no, that's Love Sack.
Yeah, this is Love Sack. Love Sack?
Oh, it was just a person. So this person is saying that they're looking for this commercial with the Me and My Friends. And then they mention that the commercial reminds them of the annoying Love Sack commercial. And then somebody posts the
I didn't
Love
bother
Sack
reading
commercial. Yeah, neither did I. But that's a weird turn. And why would the person post the video for the commercial that the person wasn't looking for? Because I want my
having
upvotes.
A little convo, I guess.
I want my upvotes. Yeah. I'm going to make some stupid asinine side remark that's a joke that has nothing to do with the topic at hand so I can get all my upvotes. Fucking Reddit. Can't ever have conversations with
that was a conversation. What are you talking about? They were having their own little combo.
No, they wanted to post a Love Sack.
Because they were talking about how they hated that commercial and it reminded them of that. And that makes sense. It's fine.
Well, in general, that's the way Reddit works.
I don't really get into Reddit like enough to hate it because I just go to it for like advice mostly. Real life advice. Not life advice, but real life, like real world advice.
I go to have serious conversation because Redditors are some of the most intellectual, deep
Oh, yes.
human beings
Absolutely.
on the planet. What the fuck is going? Oh, come on. You guys are fucking pathetic. Speaking of Reddit and AMC stock, give it up. It's over. It's over.
I know. What is it? Why is it back?
It's back because some Twitter account posted again. It hadn't posted in years. Something cat kitty, something like that. Roaring kitty. So this is just a person who was online who helped whip up the frenzy the first time GME took off. And the character, like the person behind the account, is known, and they were featured in that movie that came out, Dumb Money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the person hadn't tweeted in a few years.
Oh, so it was like a little signal for people.
So they tweeted again, and it was nothing. It was like pictures and GIFs and memes.
Okay.
And people just read into it and like, oh my God. And the shit, GameStop and AMC skyrocketed, like more than doubled, tripled its price. AMC almost quadrupled its price.
Wow.
We're still not getting too high because AMC was at $3 and something cents, and it went to 11 something, and then almost immediately went back down. I was watching it that day, and AMC was around $5, and I bought a call option with a strike price of $5.50. You know what an option is?
I've heard it. And if you continue talking, I would pretend like I knew what it was.
I mean, I'm not some seasoned trader, so I'm not going to explain it to the full depth because there are a lot of factors that go into option pricing. But it's just a contract you buy that says you're allowed to buy 100 shares of any stock for the given price. So the contract itself has value.
No matter what it's doing at some point? I gotcha. Okay.
So if I bought the contract, the call option, which means you think the price is going to go up, if I bought that with a strike price of $5.50 and the stock went up to $11, I could buy 100 shares for $5.50, and then immediately there would be value.
Right.
Because the stock is at $11.
Okay.
And you could sell it, you could keep it, whatever. Or you can just, when something like that happens, the contract itself gains value. So then you can just sell the contract. You're like, well, I don't want the shares. I'm just going to sell this contract and make money.
And somebody else can buy it for the same $5.50 like you said?
I mean, the price, they can buy it for that strike price. But if I bought it when the stock price was $5 and then the stock price was $11, I'm going to sell it for a lot more money than I bought it for. And there are other factors because options prices or option contracts expire. So at some point, if you don't do anything with it, if you don't sell it or exercise it, you just lose all your money because it disappears. And the closer it gets to expiration, the less value it has, and things like volatility in the price. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. It's not just the stock price. But in an instance like this, the stock shooting up, I bought it for a strike price of $5.50 and it got up to like $5.70. And then I had to take a work call. And when I got off, it had dropped to like $4.80 and I freaked out. Like the stock price had dropped to $4.80. I freaked out and I sold it at a loss of $100. And then
did it go back up?
After hours, it shot up to $11.
Oh, man.
And if I had sold it, I actually bought several. It was 4 options contracts, not just one. If I'd sold it first thing the next morning, I don't know what I would have made because the contracts weren't priced yet. They price upon market open. But I would have made a lot of money. But I got freaked because I thought this is fucking fake. It's because a person tweeted. Sure, it jumped to $5.50, but is it really going to go any higher? It fucking did. It went so much higher. So AMC bit me again. Man. It bit me again and I lost more money. But watching it, and especially when the market opened yesterday, it started tanking, started dropping.
Is this fun for you?
This part's fun. This part's fun because now I'm making money. I felt bad when I lost $100 and I looked at this thing and said I had that options contract. Mm-hmm. So
to me though, that all that part needs to be fun too. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna play, it's like the losing has to be an acceptable part of the fun.
Autumn, this is not playing. This is serious. You want to
Oh,
play,
I'm
go to the
so sorry.
casino.
You're right.
This is the stock market. There's dignity.
That's right. An institution.
I do my due diligence and I find out the information needed. I do my own research.
What is GameStop? I mean, does anybody go to those GameStops?
No, they're laying people off. The business continues to get worse because there's just a shift. You can either download games. Consoles are at this point almost out of date. Having a physical disc for a game, that's going to go away completely soon.
Especially now they're so little. They're so teensy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to lose them.
It's not a viable
I'll just download
business.
it.
It's kind of like a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
You're not renting, you're buying, but it's similar. It's like, all right, the technology's changing. So the company doesn't have
Where
much
else
of a
am I going to get my Funko Pop, whatever?
Amazon, like everything else. Temu. Alibaba.
Alibaba.
So to wrap up the AMC thing, I bought a bunch of put options, which is me saying the price is going to go down.
Okay.
So I bought several put options at $8, $7, $5.50, $5. And the price got down to like $4.80 when we started recording. So that means those are all in the money, and I'm making a profit on all those if I sold them now.
Sweet.
But as I checked, it's like there's a sad little push going on where AMC, it's like, we're going to get it back up. And it was up to like 520. It's like, just stop. Stop, you fucking idiots. You stupid community of morons that I fucking bought into because I was an idiot when I could have made $22,000. And it's my fault. Nobody kept me from selling. But in the back of my mind, $22,000 profit when this thing shot up several years ago. Wasn't, I mentioned before, some of it was greed. I thought it went to like $70 and I thought it can go to $100, and that was my target price. And it was never going to get close. Once it got to 70, that was it. But
I understand though, because I was in that, I wasn't as invested literally as you, but it still was, it was fun to think like, well, what if it does?
And
we'll see.
And you had the dual thing where you thought you were fucking over the man. Hedge funds were going out of business because they were shorting the stock. And that did happen. But there was this idea you could take down the big boys. It's like, no, that was never fucking going to happen. You aren't going to take down Citadel. But somewhere inside, there was, greed, this idea that I was fighting a good fight in the fucking community where it's don't sell, don't be a paper hands, be a diamond hands, don't be a fucking shill.
See, but that was fun. Don't put the voice on it. It was fun to be a part of something.
Well, I realize now how stupid these people were. I was part of it. I was
you, including yourself.
So now, fuck all of you. There's still people on the subreddit. I can hold longer than you can stay liquid, or whatever the fuck they're saying to these big financial firms.
Oh,
I'll just hold on to this forever, even though I'm down 90%. It's denial. I can understand. A lot of people lost a lot of fucking money, like a lot. Like, it's insane the amount of money some people lost.
They really, really put their eggs in one basket.
Like tens of thousands. I saw someone post like $100-something thousand.
Yeah, but they might not be telling the truth.
I mean, sure, they show screenshots, and there is such thing as lost porn, where people want to have the biggest losses.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird. A fucking weird world.
That's fucking really weird.
But reading the subreddit, they're at each other's throats now too. Like, they've turned on each other. Some people are like, this is all bullshit, and some people are still holding the line and saying, no, you're a fucking shill. At this point, fuck the financial institutions. Fuck the apes. I'm in it for myself. I bought these put options. I want this price to fucking tank back down to where it was so I can make my money. I also sold a call option contract, meaning I put my shares on the line. I sold the right to someone else to buy my shares.
Okay.
And with an $11 strike price. This is yesterday when it was tanking and was at like $7. And these people still thought it was going to skyrocket. So to some poor moron out there, I sold a call option contract with a strike price of $11. I sold this thing for $340. And I don't have to do anything. I just sit back. The worst that could happen is it goes to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, $16, which I don't think it's going to. The worst that happens is if it goes up, then they buy my shares. They just take my shares from me at that price, at $11. And fine, I don't give a
Man,
shit.
you're
But
really into this.
Yeah, I've dug in more. I've learned a lot. AMC was at the beginning of my journey with the stock, which is for adults, Autumn, not the casino with the Buffalo slot machine. You want to play games? You go to the casino. You want to take the world seriously.
That's right. You have like
go to the fucking stock
there's
market.
no control when you're at the casino. The casino wins, but this, you're making informed decisions.
Yes. I mean,
yes.
This is the world where a meme posted by a Twitter account that was dormant for a few years causes fucking prices to skyrocket.
What is this world?
How's that for fundamentals? That's
what?
I was just saying. How's that for fundamentals? Now that's DD right there. That guy's gonna post. I know his Twitter account's gonna come to life, and that's what I'm banking on because this is fucking fake.
Yeah, like that's what you're waiting for.
Well, people are going to be waiting for that in the future.
Yeah,
like that'll cause it to skyrocket again.
What would you be proud if somehow you became like a canary in the coal mine to sort of signal to start buying again?
I mean, it's power, right? It's some weird power that you tweeted and you watched two stocks skyrocket because you posted a meme.
Right.
So and on some level, I'm like, wow, look at that.
Look at me.
I did that. I mean,
what did I do? I don't know, but I did it.
I mean, the guy had a character based on him in that movie. So it's just the way the world is today.
It's very strange.
Yeah. So you can look at it and say, this is dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it is.
Will. I really had some weird drive, which I would never, ever do. But I kept thinking, like, what if I took my paycheck to the casino and just doubled my money?
Yeah, or lost
like I could see how people who have problems could, I could understand their motivation for doing that. Like that is dangerous.
It's tempting on some level for sure. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is put it on red or black or odd or even on roulette. And just like that, you could double it or lose it all.
Well, then I can just take out the money I'd saved for rent and just double that. Well, I'd have to make back my loss, I guess. So I would make back the loss and then I would double that. Easy. See?
Well, that's the thing.
It's so easy.
At some point, you would have to win.
At some point, you got to win sometime.
If you're doing something that's not 50-50 because the zero and the double zero. Thanks, American roulette wheel. European roulette wheels apparently only have 1 0, but the US, not enough to have the edge with 1 0. That's green. We need 2. So lower the odds of people winning even more. But, it's close to 50-50. And at some point, if you had enough money and if you kept losing and you kept doubling your bet so you could catch up, at some point you'd have to win.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to do that. And then maybe I'll win. So I'll lose it first, right? Because I'm realistic, right? I'm going to lose it first. And then I'm going to put more money in and I'm going to make it up. And that's when I'll double it. And then, hey, why not double it again? That's triple.
There have to be people who do that. You could start small. You could just go in with $200 and find a table that's got a $10 limit and you bet your 10. And if you lost the 10, then you could bet 20. And if you lost the 20, then you could bet 40. But somewhere you could test it out on some low stakes thing. And then when you got comfortable, you could up it to a few thousand.
So I really want to learn how to play Baccarat because it's supposed to be like a 50-50 chance of winning. It's the closest game that you can play at a casino where you're more likely to, well, not more likely. I guess you're more likely in the way that other things are like geared more toward the casino winning, but Baccarat is supposed to be a 50-50 chance, or as close as you can get to it. But I'm so intimidated, especially like a lot of Asian people play Baccarat, and a lot of times there's a lot of people at the table and they're all Asian and like, they all are speaking something, and I'm too nervous to like be a newbie and go in there, not know what I'm doing.
I get that on any. I know how to play blackjack, and I'm still intimidated to go to a table where.
Oh yeah, there's little signals and things that you have to give, and
where you're in a spot where you could steal someone's
I don't know the gang
card.
signs for this game.
Well, you could take someone's card that they needed. You hit.
Yes.
When you're on like 15 or 16, let's say you're on 16.
And it's like, no, you never hit. And then you get a card, and then that took away the card for the next person that would have won.
Yeah. Then they get like, pissed at you, and they.
Yeah.
And you could sit at the end of the table, I guess, where you're always the last one.
Yeah.
You could avoid that situation. I get it though. Even going up to a roulette table, there's a level of intimidation. Like I enjoyed playing roulette because I figured out a system where I could just kind of stay alive, and it probably really annoyed the dealer. And this was years ago, but I went to Vegas and I went to some low stakes table.
Okay.
And I was playing a lot of corners, and each bet was like $9. So it must have been a $5 minimum. This was like in a shitty casino.
Okay.
So I was just playing $9, and I was playing different corners and doubling up some lines, and you'd lose sometimes, but across several spins, I would like win my money back, and I would win $1 or $2, and I would just kind of stay alive because I just wanted to play for like an hour or two, and I did. And I ended up winning like $130, and then I left, and I didn't tip the dealer because I didn't know. I was pretty young. I didn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
Yeah, even $5 or something. If you have a winning, I think you're supposed to tip, but I had no fucking clue.
I wouldn't, like, no, this is mine.
I did not know.
Baby, why are you barking? Why?
Man, why don't you go trade Baby and get some money? What can you get for a dog? Nothing, right? Not at this point in their life, because they're a mutt, a mongrel.
A mongrel. He's always barking at something.
Nobody pays for a mongrel. If you had a purebred.
Purebred.
But even then, nobody wants a several-year-old purebred, right?
Gross.
They want the puppy, so they can raise it and train it. And they can train it to prance and pose.
Prance.
It was the like my parents got 2 new dogs because their dog died, and the one they got has a shorter tail. It's like a long-haired dachshund.
Right.
It's very beautiful. Like its mother was very elegant. I saw a picture of its mother. One of the most elegant-looking dogs you've ever seen.
Very elegant.
You laugh. I'm going to find a picture of this elegant dog, but this dog's tail was shorter. And so, like, the people breeding
like it wasn't as desirable.
Yeah,
right?
like, you can have that one for cheaper. It's like, you're nasty. It's like a fucking, it's an animal. It has a shorter tail. Who cares?
Oh, no, it's very important.
That's not what we want.
No. Oh, this dog has a flaw. Oh, that reminds me of that Sex and the City episode where she falls in love. Oh, she I guess had a miscarriage or whatever, Charlotte. And then she meets the lady with the dog, and then she's like, she's lame. She, her tail's shorter or whatever. She's like, it's fine. She's beautiful.
Yeah. What does she name it? Elizabeth
Taylor.
Man. There, I sent a picture. Look how elegant this mother is. What? Look at that pose. Look at that face.
Look at the face.
Look at that color.
See. Oh my God. For real. Like, I thought you were joking about a dog being elegant.
I told you.
But this dog is beautiful.
It's a fucking elegant dog.
For real. Royalty.
I don't just throw that word around when I say
Apparently
elegant.
Apparently not. Next time I'll know. He's serious.
It holds
did
weight.
He say elegant? Oh, he's serious.
I still feel like the dog was expensive, though.
Oh, I'm sure. Do you know how much they were?
I can't remember. Well, so
Dogs are fucking insanely expensive.
They got two, not from the same person, because I found that one dog that they named Lucy, the one who has the elegant mother. And like a family friend found another one. Okay. And my dad went to look at both, and the idea was going to get one, but he liked both of them and couldn't pick. And the other one's like your typical dachshund, the reddish color with the short hair.
Yeah.
And I said, no, get a long hair one with a lighter color. Let's switch it up a bit.
Did you find the elegant mother?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were in Georgia.
You know your elegant dogs.
Oh, but it's they've grown since this picture I'm going to send, but you can
I don't like dachshunds.
I know you don't. I think you're insane.
But these are gorgeous. Like, this dog is beautiful.
I think you're insane. They're wonderful.
The kids tease me and will tell me that, oh, they're so cute.
I mean, the
kids will tease me and say that that baby is part dachshund, because he is. He has like a really small percentage of dachshund.
You can't stand it.
I hate it. Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
So that was last summer, though. So they've grown, but yeah, the
ew, they're so cute. I fucking hate them.
You hate them because
But what do they look like now? Probably big and long and weird.
No.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Unless they look like that elegant dog, Royalty. Do you know what the name is of that elegant dog?
No, I don't know the name of the elegant dog.
It's probably like Rebecca or something.
But I do have to say that Lucy is not elegant because her tail is too short.
Oh, yeah. She must be so embarrassed. Your parents must be so embarrassed to have such a short-tailed dog. Everybody looks at that dog and is like, what's wrong with it? Why is its tail so short? It's not supposed to be that short. It needs to be much longer.
I mostly feel bad for my mom because in the past, the dog used to, like, my mom will stay up late and watch TV, and she usually falls asleep downstairs. And the last dog used to stay with her, but these dogs follow my dad around.
Oh, no. That sucks. They chose your dad.
I do think, because in the past, my mom was the one to go get the dogs when they were puppies. And this time my dad went. So I wonder if there is just an attachment. That's the person, because dogs apparently can remember scents. And if you introduce them to dogs that they've met in the past, the scent, they'll remember it.
Yeah, of course.
So similar with humans, I would assume, where maybe my dad was the one who, because he was the one who picked them up, and then they're taken away from their families and they're in a new weird place and they have to settle in. But that scent is something they remember from like the initial visit because he couldn't take them immediately because they were too young. And maybe there's some comfort in that. And then they follow them around.
I don't think that that's how they sort of choose the person that they like attach to. I think that it has to do with how they're like, I was going to say like how they're treated once, like as they're growing up with you. It's like if you are the primary caregiver, stuff like that, or if you're
I don't think that's my dad though. I think my mom's still the one who gives them the food and does a lot of who knows.
Yeah, maybe it's just their personality. They just are drawn to your dad more.
Spent a lot of money on that though. About those dogs.
The dogs.
I guess people are willing to pay it.
Hey, I can't understand it. It's so much money. I tried to spend as little as possible on baby, especially because like not only are you paying for this expensive dog, but then you have to get like series and series of shots and then get them like neutered or spayed, and that's expensive. And then they eat something and you spend $5,000 on it. You know, it's like,
so you got to get that pet insurance.
I have pet insurance, and I took baby. Oh, he had like diarrhea for a week.
Ugh. Just dripping out all over your carpet.
No, it was only outside, thankfully. Well, and on my, like, I have washable like pee pads, so he went on there a couple times, but it was fine. But anyway, I was like, man, this has been happening for a week. I better take him to the vet. So I took him to the vet, and I think my vet over doctors. I think we could have gotten away with a lot less testing. But anyway, so like they did this and they did that and blah, blah, blah. They gave him some medicine and he was fine. Like I wish that they could have just charged me for the medicine and the visit and that's it. Instead of like, we're going to take a stool sample and we're going to send it to the lab. And
now they got to drive up that bill.
Yeah, for real. So I have pet insurance. And I guess I think I met my deductible with this one visit, but I got a check back for $12. So I'm like, man, I hope baby gets sick again.
What does it cover? So obviously there was a deductible you had to hit.
Right.
Yes, wishing for your dog to be sick.
I know.
So you can utilize that
Make
benefit.
my money back. I'm feeding him garlic and like raisins and all the things you're
so
not supposed to give dogs.
It covers actual stuff though, or is it just a fucking game? Where is it like vision insurance? Like, yeah, you pay for vision insurance, but it's 10 cents.
Oh, vision is fucked up. You're right. Vision is real weird.
Yeah, so you're paying us.
It like doesn't cover glasses and stuff. Like, what am I paying for?
Well, it's so cheap. That's the thing. It's so cheap. And then dental's similar. It's like, why do I have insurance? I just got a crown and I had to pay $500.
Oh, really?
And I have the higher tier of the two dental options. I don't know what the full price is, but like, hey, they cover a percentage and you have to pay this much. I'm like, okay.
Right. Well, I don't understand how I'll go to the doctor and pay my copay or whatever is like $30 and then I get a bill. I'm like, bitch, no. I paid my $30. That's it. I'm done.
Nope, that's not the way it works. Sometimes things aren't covered. There are deductibles. I got the same thing. I had blood work done and then I got a bill from the lab.
Yeah.
This was through my doctor. Fuck? And they're like, $45 you owe us. And I said, fuck you.
You know what I do with those? I put them in the trash.
With medical bills, I do the same.
Yeah, fuck you.
There's stricter regulations about medical collections, and I've never had a medical bill, even when it goes into, quote, collections. Like LabCorp started, if you look closely, they were still sending it, but after I didn't pay for a couple months, it switched the envelope and had different font and different phrasing.
This is no longer you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this is going to collections, trying to scare you, but if you look closely, it's still LabCorp. They didn't actually send it to collections, and there are times that companies
go ahead and send it to collections.
Yeah,
go for it. Bye.
I've never had it hurt my credit. Like I protect my credit, but with medical bills, I just ignore them until they go away. And maybe that's shitty, but because I went in for a service, but the fact it's all opaque, you don't know what things cost up front.
Right.
And then you get bills and things are marked up ridiculous amounts.
Yes.
And I do have insurance. So when I go to the dermatologist, for example, 4 years now, they send me a bill for, it's funny. It started at $300 for whatever reason. It's down to like $80. It's like, just please pay us $80. I don't know. I don't.
Please.
I'm not paying them because I had insurance and I'm annoyed. And if you were upfront, transparent about it, maybe I would have. But it feels like someone trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
So I get annoyed and I do not pay medical bills.
We were talking about it on the show the other day, and because Eric was saying about his wife and how she had the surgery, and he was looking at the bills coming in and realizing like how insane medical bills can be. And if you don't have the ability to pay them, like what the fuck do you do? And I brought up, I was like, just don't pay. And he was like, oh, but you'll never be able to grow. I was like, whatever. And I didn't say anything because, at first you can't argue stuff with him, especially on air sometimes. So I kept quiet. But then he mentioned that they changed, like you were saying, like about some regulations about how it affects your credit. And I was like, yeah, they don't put it on your credit anymore. So go ahead. Like, go to collections, give me calls. That's fine. I don't care. And he kept saying that, like, you'll never grow. And I think he just didn't have a point anymore.
What won't grow? You as
I don't
a person?
know, like yourself. I don't know. Like you won't be able to prosper. I don't know what he meant. Like I said, I think that he realized that maybe his point was no longer as valid.
You can argue.
I don't think he remembered that it was not a part of your credit report anymore.
You can argue as an adult you should be paying your bills, and I do pay my bills. But
Oh,
again,
sure.
again, when things it's like, why is it this much? Where did this come from?
Yes.
Why isn't insurance paying this? If you explained
why
a lot
is
of that to me,
Tylenol in the emergency room $75 or $120? Like, absolutely
exactly.
not.
Because it's also you play games with the insurance companies, or you mark everything up because you know they're going to come in and say, "Fuck you, we're not paying this. We'll give you you're billing $1,800. We'll give you $300." And
don't treat me. Do that with the insurance companies, I guess, if you guys want to do that little dance together. But don't do that with me, a person who is not a business.
You don't have the ability. Like, apparently you can say, well, hey, I got this bill, but here's what I can pay. And they can say yes or no if they want to accept
you can negotiate with the hospitals usually.
But you should be negotiating with healthcare. It's not a fucking used car.
Right.
It's insane. I'm going to negotiate my healthcare bill. There should be complete transparency.
I'm not going to go get the help I need because I know that this game is played and I can't afford it and I can't do it. So,
well, that's a very big thing. We don't really have preventative health care here. It's reactionary because people are scared of.
Don't call the ambulance. I can't afford it.
I know it is wild. People are scared to go get checkups because they don't know what's going to cost. They're scared to get medical treatment because they don't know what's going to cost. So the only time they get it's when it's so dire. It's like, well, I better fucking go now.
Yeah.
And then it's probably too late, which only taxes the whole healthcare system, which only puts more stress on it, costs more in the long run. But whatever, this is the game we play. This is why I'm on board with healthcare reform. I know that it's a difficult thing. Well, one, you have a whole industry. So the government's
you're fighting huge businesses.
They're never going to rip it away and say we're making nationalized healthcare.
Yeah.
I get that it's difficult to do, and I know on paper it looks scary because so much more of your taxes go. But if you had some real number breakdown, I bet it would be cheaper than private insurance. But I also get that the federal government's crap, and do we really want to put it in their hands? The UK does it. The UK does it well. They love their
They're
NHS.
so small, though.
Yeah, it's much smaller. I understand a big a country like this. So just some reform, though. Some fucking reform needs to come in. So it's not tied to full-time employment.
Right.
Or if it isn't tied, it's affordable. The fact that it's so expensive. If you don't have an employer to offset the cost. What a weird... I get why it came up. There was a time when companies really needed to lure people in. Like
it's a racket.
Were desperate for workers, so they started offering benefits. But the fact that became standardized, especially in a world that's pushing gig culture and freelancing, it's like, I think there was this idea that some people liked the fact you couldn't get insurance if you weren't working full time because it punished the lazy or some crap like that.
Yeah.
But we're past that. People actually work hard, and just because they don't have a traditional full-time job, don't have the same access to insurance. It's backward.
Yeah, it's the worst. I'm not going to bring up the fact that Social Security is being stolen from us every fucking paycheck.
No, last episode you said we're not getting into that. We can talk about money this episode.
That's what I said. That's why I said I'm not bringing it up.
I mean, it ties into the general theme of this episode, which is money. But who knows what the future of that is going to be? It's going to leave you to flounder because all these people, just like my new approach to AMC, it's like I'm out for myself. I don't care about the fucking community. Fuck the financial institutions. I call me a shill. I don't care if I make $600 today. Offset some of that $5,000 loss.
Is that being a shill?
Yeah, the whole thing with the shill was you don't buy into the movement, or you sell early, or you're spreading information to scare people so that they'll sell.
Okay.
A shill originally was you're speaking on behalf of the other side, and you're pushing their information.
Okay.
But
I guess when I think about money, like stock market, shill, it makes me think of a different meaning of shill. So
What meaning?
I don't know, like a grifter or something. But I guess it kind of is because you're shilling for the other side and giving out weird info. All right.
And it evolved into, if you're just a person who
right
sells early, paper hands, goes against us, then you're a shill, even if you don't care about the other side.
Yeah.
So that's what it evolved into. But, the government, I think there's so many people in place there, all those old people, like, I got mine. I don't fucking give a shit, even though I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to pretend anymore. I got mine. I'm at the end of my life. Good luck.
Oh, yeah. They don't even pretend. There's no pretending. Well, I guess they pretend. They it's very, very loose pretending.
That happens across the board. You go to any private business, people, a CEO, for example, if they're older and they've been there a while and the industry is shifting and they need to make giant changes, I feel like a lot of them say, you know what, I've got 5 years left. I'm not going to take this on. So these next 5 years, I'm just going to continue to collect my money. And then it can be someone else's problem, even though this 5 years will put this company as a huge disadvantage because we'll get a late start. It's like, I'm not doing it. I got mine. Good luck.
Yep. I mean, all right, again, we're not going to talk about how these people who run these companies into the ground, the whole company goes bankrupt, people lose their jobs, communities. If that's like the anchor store in a shopping center and it goes away because of some fucking idiot, right? And then the whole shopping center goes downhill, and then you've got like this desert of stupid fucking sprawl. Anyway, then those people who ruined it, they don't get any consequences. They get their pensions don't go away. Their pensions don't go bankrupt. All the money that they've made and the bonuses and all of that all stays.
Well, that's the thing. The big thing is if you're in a position of power, like a CEO, a lot of times you can't even be fired. It's like, well, we're removing you, but here's $200 million to leave.
Right. It's in a contract or something that you still get paid and things.
And on some level, you can't blame the people.
Oh, sure.
If you were offered the same thing, and you'd probably
but it is a little bit of how do you sleep at night, knowing man, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their, who knows what consequences come from that. But whatever, I'm still rich as fuck. I don't know. I feel like I would have difficulty with that. I mean, in the moment, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to take it. Sorry, see ya. But if you stopped and thought about it, wouldn't you feel terrible?
Yeah, at some point, maybe for a second, then you distract yourself with your boatloads of money.
Yeah, with your yacht.
It's like those moments when the realization that you're going to die one day hits. You're like, no, la, 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 la. That's what happens to these rich people if they ever feel any pang of guilt. No, la, 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 yacht, private jet. Look at my cars. And then
private schools, blah, blah, blah. Children,
Montessori.
Things, cars, houses. Montessori. Kumon.
Fucking Montessori school. What a scam.
Fuck the world. Let's burn it to the ground.
Now stop. This is not.
You said you're not that.
You're not. That's where you're going again. I'm glad that you're finally engaged in a way where you're looking at these things and you don't live in that little bubble where you're like, la, 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 la. Yeah. I don't know about this thing. I
wasn't ready to deal with my own hard feelings, let alone the hard feelings of the world.
Of adult life.
Adult.
Let's see what AMC is doing.
Okay,
oh, come on. It's over. It's so fucking sad.
But then why are you looking at it?
No, I mean, these people who, the fact there's still any buying pressure, it's going down. The whole day is going down, but it'll drop to to 480. Then there's a little run and it goes back to 515 and then it drops back down to 490. And right now it's pushing up to $5.10. Just stop. It's over. Let it fall. Let it collapse. Let me cash in my put options. It's finished. Okay. I just needed to get to 450 to really be in the money on all the options, and then I don't care. Then you can do what you want. But let me make my money.
Let me make my money.
I'm going to parlay this initial investment in the stock market to $1 million. You watch.
I can't wait to see that. I wish you well.
Yeah, the tone you have. I'm not going to give. Maybe I would have given people little gifts of money.
I was not being in. I didn't have a tone.
Like
that
you have to build up
voice tone.
You have to build up your bankroll. You start with 1,000, and then you grow that to 3,000, and then that gets to 10,000. Then you can start putting more in at a time, which means your losses will be bigger, but that means your gains will be bigger too. And then before you know it, it's that easy. It's
that easy. You're right.
It is
just like if I took my paycheck to the casino. It's that easy. Just double it.
I do think that there are some stocks, like all the big tech companies, Google, Amazon's a weird one because they are tech, but they're also retail. Fuck Meta. Apple stays pretty much the same, but they're consistent enough where you can look at the charts and see how fluctuations work. And if you bought in at a low point, chances are it'll go back up to a previous price. And you should conceivably be able to make some money. Like so many stocks are unpredictable. But I think with those, they're consistent enough. But look, I get it. If it were that easy, there'd be people everywhere who are rich off the stock market.
True.
So I just start small. And soon I'll be rich.
Good luck.
Notice I pronounce it as wretch.
Wretch. Because that's what you are. Eat the fucking wretch.
Yeah. I have an idea. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
I had an idea for a play, but I'm not going to talk about it here because in case somebody steals the idea.
Okay. No, but no one could steal it because we're documenting the date.
I don't want to talk about it. I came up with it last night, but it's based on something very, very petty. There was.
I mean, that's not shocking or anything.
There's this guy that I know. He's a very, very nice guy.
Okay.
But he talks a lot, and it's a lot of it about him and always the things he's working on, and he's got this iron in the fire and it's gaining some traction, and I wrote this pilot and there's some interest, and it's like, okay, fine, whatever, dude. He wrote this play and it won an award, and apparently in the industry a relatively prestigious award. I wonder if he listens to this show. Probably not. Who knows?
Hope not.
Anyway.
Or else you busted.
Now I'm feeling second guessing telling the story.
Okay, well, maybe just give the premise of like a loose
whatever. He won.
Idea so we can
he won. He got an agent. And there's a part of me is like, what? What? That? Fine, I'm gonna write a play.
Because you don't feel like it merits.
I'm going to write a play. I don't even want awards, but I'm going to write a play just to show that this is all bullshit. I'm going to write a play and it's going to win awards that I don't even want.
Okay.
And that way, when I win the awards, I'll say, what's that? I don't care about that. And when the play is successful and takes off, people say, well, what do you think? How do you feel? And I'll say something along the lines of, I don't know why people like it. Maybe they're idiots. And that'll be my whole approach to the success I'm going to find to show that this is all bullshit.
Okay.
It's all just made up crap. That's my inspiration. Very, very petty.
Just to prove that it's bullshit.
Yes. Why are you writing a play? What it's inspiring
you? Arts?
No.
Nope.
It's to prove that it's crap and to put another person in their place. And I've never been more motivated. Like I really feel like a lot of the times there's ideas. I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. But this,
yeah, you're really into it.
Granted, it's fresh on my mind, but I'm really feeling it. Like in a way I haven't felt.
Use
other
that.
things.
I mean, use whatever you need to use to, be creative, I guess.
So you'll see. In a year, I'm going to have one of the most successful plays ever. And I'm going to write it as a black woman. That way. I'm
joking. That's so smart.
Can you imagine the backlash then?
Well, I think that Yeah, I remember. Yes. Never mind.
What?
I
What were you gonna
remember
say?
something you told me about something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you remember?
I don't know. Just say it off the
What's
show.
that?
We'll just
Okay, I'll
say
say
it
it
off
off
the
there.
show
Yeah.
because I don't know. I don't really know where you're going.
Okay.
And it's better to maybe stay away if you're hesitating. If you're
Yeah.
hesitating, sorry, audience. I'm a pussy.
That's okay. Maybe you're a smart pussy.
But could you imagine the scandal? Like there's some
Yeah.
play that everyone's just fawning over and
Raving.
they're jizzing their pants like, oh, it's the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. And they think that a black woman wrote it, and it comes to light there's just some white dude in the scandal. I wonder if people would, because it would become an either or thing, right? Then suddenly people would hate the play. But I
Right.
wonder if they really loved it, if they really did.
Yeah.
And then they found out, could they say, well, it is really fucking good. I really like to play, but that's bullshit what
Right.
this person did.
They would maybe have they'd have a difficult time still liking it. Right.
I can understand having a difficult time still liking it, but would they change their sentiment completely? It's like, that play
Right.
actually sucks. It actually is not good. It's like, okay, so what are you saying then? Were you lying the first time? Are you lying now? What are the reasons and motivations for these lies? It would be an interesting thing.
Yeah. If you assume that everyone is able to sort of speak to themselves and be honest with themselves that way.
They can't. I think that's
that's
apparent.
what I'm not sure how successful that part would be. There'd be some people that surely would, be able to look at their own reactions and feelings and say, oh, wow, that's pretty interesting. That is a sort of problematic way of thinking, when I feel like I'm very progressive, and the opposite of problematic turns out maybe I'm part of the problem. But then other people would just be like, he lied. That's me and bye.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be fucked to lie about that. I just find it to be a fascinating case study.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as making the play to show that it's can be done and it's bullshit or whatever, I mean, isn't that just The Emperor Has No Clothes?
I mean, that movie American Fiction that was nominated for
I need to watch that.
Best Picture. It kind of plays with this. It's not like race switching where a person of a different race pretend, but it is an author who wants to write a certain type of book that has nothing to do with his race, but because of the market being all about race these days, like, well, you're a black author, so you should need to write. And he says, I don't want to write this stuff.
Right.
So he adopts a fake name and writes a book in that vein. And
no, it's interesting.
Similarly,
I've heard about this movie and I really want to see it.
I enjoyed it. I talked to some people who said they absolutely hated it. I don't know why. I thought it was pretty good.
Why'd they hate it?
I don't know.
Did they think it just wasn't good, or they didn't like the subject matter?
I didn't really get deep into any conversations. When I say this, there were two people that just kind of said it offhand. I was like, oh, I liked it.
Okay.
I didn't feel a need to pursue a conversation.
Because they're racists?
Maybe they didn't like the idea that it's making fun of these white people who'll just love a book because it's written by a black person who grew up in poverty.
Right.
Like, maybe they felt offended by that because they're one of those people. Yeah. That's the thing with theater. These people who talk about the show is so important. You know who goes to theater? Do you fucking rich white people? That's who goes. Are you
pretend? That's what bothered me about Hamilton so much. It was like, oh, it's a rap. Like, shut the fuck up. It's a terrible rap. And it's like, we're wow. No.
There was a place for it. Like, when it was off Broadway and I first heard about it, I thought, oh, that's interesting. And I'm not saying it wasn't deserving of a wider audience.
Interesting is fun. Yes, absolutely.
But the way people jumped on, and it blew up. The reasons, it was just a bunch of rich white people saying, this is,
like, we're listening to rap music.
Yeah.
And it's about history. What?
There are no white people in the show, but it's about our founding fathers. So that's cool. And it is rap. And, In the Heights was a much better show of his.
Abraham Lincoln was black.
In the Heights was a million times better than Hamilton.
Well, and also I'm so sick of Lin-Manuel Miranda or whatever with his like the cadence of his rap of his like rapping.
What did he do? Moana?
Well, he did Moana, which was good. But then after that, he's done like so many Pixar movies. It's like all the same sound. Everything sounds exactly the same.
You're right. You can tell when it is him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's it. Well, there's probably a lot of imitators now too. So maybe, but you know who the inspiration was at least.
Mm-hmm. Lin-Manuel.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon. I modeling my music after Lin.
Lin.
Apparently, he went like there's a house in Upper Manhattan, an old house that apparently, you know, during the Revolution, George Washington posted up there at some point, but Alexander Hamilton lived there. He married the woman who lived there. And I was reading that Lin-Manuel went and just sat in the room that was his bedroom for hours for inspiration.
Okay.
I guess feeling the ghost.
Did he have like a Ouija
Hamilton.
board? It was like talking to the ghosts of these people. Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is the name of that house? House Alexander. It's at the tip of my tongue. I know the name of it, but I can't remember.
Like something Carrington House.
Why can't I find this house in old house in Upper Manhattan? Revo. It shouldn't be so hard to find these things. The Morris Jumel Mansion.
Oh, that's a terrible name.
Well, it was named after the people.
Yeah, I hate it. Get a better name. Or know that your name sucks and that it's a terrible name for a house.
It's one of the nation's foremost historic house museums and Manhattan's oldest surviving residence.
That's kind of interesting. But he just sat in there for however long trying to get inspo.
Yeah. Here it is. It's right here. Historic Manhattan home that inspired Miranda to write Hamilton. It's a whole article in Forbes.
Oh boy. I just feel like he got a lot. He got a lot.
Good for him. He
sure
went after the dumb white people.
Yeah.
The idiots who, yes.
Wow, listen. Whoa, they're rapping. I'm listening to rap music. Ow, it's wild.
You can shit on Phantom or Lion King, and I'm not saying that there aren't fair criticisms, but the reason shows like that lasted so long is because they appealed to a wider audience. Hamilton became a phenomenon, so people obviously went, and the popularity was there. But a lot of the times, the reason what people consider to be good, intellectual, deep shows don't last is because when you go see something in the theater, you usually will see it once. Maybe if you really like it, you'll see it twice. I know something like Phantom over the years I've seen 13 times, but that's, for the different. Most part. So you need tourists to go see things.
Right, yeah.
And if the show isn't appealing or if it is so focused on political issues, a lot of people don't want to see it. And that's why the reason they close. And then people act offended. I cannot believe our country does not want to put in the time for this very important work. Why are they going to, well, even Frozen closed, which is surprising. But why are they going to see Wicked? We cannot have this.
Oh, like as opposed to something that would be, like have some sort of significance in some way.
Yeah, it's just, you need that audience. People have to go every fucking day. They have to fill up the theater every fucking day. It is pretty insane if you think about it.
Why is Wicked so good? Like, why do people love Wicked?
I've never seen Wicked.
Yeah, I only know like something about gravity.
It's a twist. It's the sisters.
I feel bad for the bad witch. Is there rapping in this play? I hope so.
I mean, Chicago still plays.
Let's walk through Harlem. Look at us. We're in Harlem.
Chicago still plays. Moulin Rouge shut down.
I heard Moulin Rouge was a spectacle and was really cool.
Or did it shut down? Maybe it. Moulin Rouge. I don't know how to fucking spell that.
Lots of vowels because it's French.
Is it still playing? Maybe it is. Maybe it's one of those shows. It's just that's still open.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Moulin Rouge, the musical, New York. Boz Lerman. The guy who
Boz.
did
Oh, Bozzy Boz.
I guess it's still playing. Whatever.
What is Boz? Is Boz short for something? Bosley?
Boz Lerman.
Bozman.
Now the show's just become me looking things up. So Mark Anthony Boz Lerman.
The Boz it's just Boz?
No, it's in quotes. It says Mark Anthony, quote, Boz Lerman.
So his name might not even really be Boz.
Let's see if we can figure out.
So we can just have nicknames as our names?
He received the nickname Boz at school, given to him because of his hairstyle. The name coming from the puppet character Basil Brush. While still in high school.
What does that mean?
And then he changed his name by deed poll, whatever the fuck that means, to Bosmark.
Like instead of Bismarck?
Joining his nickname and birth name together. So his name's Mark. Weirdo. He joined Bosmark. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, whatever. He's Australian, so it's based in some pop culture there. We don't understand.
See, now that makes sense because they love a nickname for things, right? Like a koala is like a wally. You know, like they always have some weird name for things. Brekkie for breakfast.
Okay.
Australians are so playful.
We never did an intro to the show, so let's do that now. So this is the intro recorded at the end of the show that will play at the beginning of the show. And then it'll just go into our conversation and where it picked up. So it's going to feel disjointed.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
And my name is Greg Russ.
All right, so now we end it?
Yeah, now we're done.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. Love you. Have a good week. Bye.